Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Sox on Tap.
Tony, my first reaction is just, fuck yes, let's go.
Sox versus the Twins. That's where it all starts. It all starts taking care of business in-house in the Central Division.
That's right, I'm a meatball.
You got to bring that top button swag, baby.
It is always great to beat the Cubs.
And I'm a homer, so I always say they're gonna.
Dallas Keuchel Lamson got some beards that you should be afraid of.
What everybody said when he gets out there, it's me versus the other guy, and I'm going to beat him. So I just love that mentality. It's cool and fucking tough.
Steve, would you say that Tony is mad online?
I would definitely say that.
The White Sox winner. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Sox on Tap. I am your boy Buzz. I'm joined by my dude Jonnie and Nani, and we are here to recap a 9-8 victory on national television. The White Sox beat the Yankees in the Field of Dreams game. Before we get into this, be sure you're going on tapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Grabbing a goddamn beer right now and celebrating this victory if you're a White Sox fan. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, you can listen to us, 5-star rating and review because that's cool and tough. Follow us on Twitter at Sox on Tap, at On Tap Sportsnet. Follow Jonnie at Nani, Jonnie and me at Buzz on Tap. Go to Grandstand. You want them awesome 1919 threads, then you need to go to Grandstand. You go to grandstandsox.com, follow them on socials at Grandstand Sox, or if you're down by the ballpark, just walk over there. They'll hook you up. Bruh, Jonnie, you can't write a better script than that.
Dude, Buzz, the title of this episode is such a movie because I don't know about you, but I've like used that as like a joking like slang thing. Like you talk about like, oh, my Friday night, it was such a movie. Like, no, this was actually literally a movie ending. The whole game from start to finish, everything that transpired, all runs but one coming via the home run. Big boppers doing it in big situations. You had a blown save at the end, and then you had another blown save on the end for the Yankees. Yeah, and man, obviously a walk-off finish for our White Sox here, the home team in this event at this, historic, iconic setting, the Field of Dreams. And it was just unbelievable. Buzz, I had a blast, and there's so much to talk about from this, but go ahead. Just the initial thoughts from you. Those are mine. I just had to let it all come out right away. It was a movie. It was a movie.
It was absolutely everything that, I mean, the drama was there, the suspense, the comedy, everything was there.
I love Alex Ruud. MLB script writers killed it tonight. Damn right.
Alex Ruud's always fucking right on point all the time. I love that guy. But I want to say real quick here, our buddies, our best friends, our co-hosts, Steve and Tony, in attendance for this today, in attendance for this game. I know there's a lot of other people from Sox Twitter that were there. Tony and Steve will be going live, I think, eventually later on tonight once they get back. I believe they're staying at a hotel or something. But, we got Tony on the screen here, which is hilarious. Tony and Steve there. Oh, it's amazing, dude. It's just amazing. What a feeling that this is. And, Jonnie, the presentation, let's start with that first and foremost. The presentation, the drama that MLB put into the beginning of this, relating it to the movie, doing all that. Believe it or not, man, I don't know if this will resonate with a lot of people. I know, I mean, we've been best friends for 4 years now, 3-4 years now. You know how close I am with my kid. I got Ren to actually watch this shit and be like, what is that? Wow. Like, I felt like if parents were doing that and this was on, it was drawing in and maybe new viewers for the MLB just because of the theatrics and how awesome it was. And then to set that aside too, just like I said, the presentation was amazing tonight. Walking out of the cornfield and all that shit. I mean, it was just James Earl Jones doing the fucking narrating or whatever.
Oh my God, dude.
I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it.
So Buzz, I need to start this off, and I think this is the right way to do it. And I think a lot of people did. I saw some people on Twitter tweeting this out, and I know I did late last night. I threw it on probably about 11:15. So I was going to bed till later, but fuck it. I stayed up and I watched Field of Dreams. And I think that was a perfect way to set it up. I got the choked up during the, I don't know about you. I know a lot of people really love the catch, want to have a catch scene. I like that one too. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. That hits you in the feels, but mine is the baseball speech just because it hits so close to home with this game that we love so much. So I watched that. And first of all, that set it all up. So you get all the visuals there. You get the whole background, the story, what it's all about, the whole aura of it. And then you see your favorite team come out and be presented in this, first of all, first time ever doing it for the MLB here. Yeah. And second of all, they're looked the part. Obviously, the uniforms very slick on both sides, 1919 throwbacks. Like you mentioned, go check those out at Grandstand Sox. And it just you get it, you can't go wrong with the visuals out there because it's all corn. That's what Iowa is. It's all corn right in that area where it's at on the movie setting. Corn. But obviously, what was cut out for the movie site. I love how they made it adjacent to it with a couple of paths and the maze in between. That was so all the visuals were great. Then the way they did the presentation, and I love what Costner said. I know some people got annoyed a little bit, thought he might have lingered too much. I can agree with that. But when Costner said, I like what he, I didn't have to go out there and make a big speech too much. Sure, he talked a little bit. But he's like, you just let the music take over. And you get that, if you just watched the movie last night, you remember the music and it just seeps in and you see it in real life. It's not because you can go and rewatch the movie as many times as you can, but seeing that live in person there, first of all, I can't
imagine what it was like in person because at home I felt special.
Exactly. I feel really sorry if you missed it either way, whether you're there or, watching it on TV. But, when you're watching it there, you watch that movie live in real time being recorded. That's what it felt like for me, Buzz. I know there's a lot of word vomit here, but this is literally just raw emotion after it. That's how I felt, especially when you're talking about starting with the presentation there. Definitely chills, goosebumps. And I did it right too. I will say I had hot dogs, beers, peanuts, everything ready to go. Just like, just like what they're in the movie sitting on the bench on the side, watching Shoeless Joe and the 1919 Sox teammates out there. Yeah. So I got all into it, and it was worth it, obviously, for the result that we got tonight.
And the word vomit's going to be here for both of us because this is a huge moment for the team that we have covered consistently for 3 years now. I'm even longer than that before On Tap, but this is a huge moment to see where Johnny, think about when we started doing this. Did we think they'd be playing in the field? We knew they'd be good eventually, but this is a huge national stage, a very special thing to take part
Buzz, I think we need to just go back to the start when they announced this in 2019, and we're still in this transitional phase, and we're still pissed off about missing out on free agents from before. And someone made the joke edit of Nicky Delmonico and Charlie Tilson or some shit with Aaron Judge and Stanton on the other side. Think about how far we've come for this.
Yeah, no, dude, we've traveled very, very far for this, and I'll tell you now, again, we're talking about the presentation and stuff like that. And then let's get into the beginning part of it. They start introducing the starting lineups after everybody walks out of the cornfield. They go through the Yankees, and the Yankees are giving us the little fucking grabbing the brim of their hat, little nod there. They get over to the Sox. Everybody's laughing. Everybody's joking. We get the hi mom. We get Abreu with a big cheesy ass smile because you have Eloy being just a ham next to him. I love how the Sox kind of came into this tonight. They came in loose, and they came in, I think, probably in a way where, not that they don't take themselves too seriously, but they practice what they preach tonight, man. They had fun with the game. They changed the game. They made it fun, and that was as a fan of the White Sox. That was something I loved to see. I don't know about you if you noticed that or not, but I was really happy with it.
Buzz, this is a kid's game. Let's remember that. This is a kid's game that these guys are playing for a living here. And I think we have a lot of guys on this team. First of all, they're a very young squad. You heard them mention on the broadcast, might be the 4th, 5th youngest in the entire league. But so these kids are still, young in age and young adulthood here. But at the end of the day, they're all kids out there playing a game. They're excited. And I really like the point. I think it was Buck that brought it up that even if, it's not the field of dreams, because you get a lot of people coming from different countries, different nationalities, either way, it takes you back to whatever your childhood field was. I'm sure we all have one. I had a lot in my neighborhood that, I think related a little bit more to Sandlot in that regard. But either way, it's where you're playing growing up and, your kind of everyday thing where you're learning the game and all that kind of stuff. And whatever, it all just comes rushing back then. And I think you saw that in the emotion, the energy. And like you'd said, it is practicing what they preach. And they've been a loose group all year. And that has allowed them to have fun and win and have fun enjoying their wins.
Right. Absolutely. No, I absolutely agree with that. I mean, and it just gets off into this, again, how I feel with them being here after getting spanked by the Yankees in their last series.
Yes.
Coming in loose into an environment, Johnny, where I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know how loose I would be. I'd probably be a little uptight,
I'd
nervous.
Be pissing my pants. Nervous.
Yeah, I'd be a little uptight and nervous, to be 100% honest with you, and I was just really impressed by how they approached everything and being without Tony La Russa as well. He had a death in the family. So, he wasn't there for this. So they're going in there without their manager. They're going in there after a loss to Minnesota, losing a series to Minnesota, 2-3, coming into the biggest game of the year for them. Because, let's face it, we've been on nationally televised games before, but I cannot wait to see the ratings for this, Johnny.
Yeah.
The ratings are going to I would assume would be fucking sky high. This was a grand slam for the MLB. Grand slam for the MLB.
Right before we jumped on this, Buzz, I just caught a little bit as I was, muting my TV here before, so we could get on and record this. It was Big Poppy, and he's talking about MLB won tonight, and A-Rod seconded it too. And I agree with that, obviously, with the way that the game unfolded there. But either way, the whole, even if, say, it wouldn't have been as, high scoring and maybe high flying, maybe it was more of a standard, 5-3 ball game, I think MLB still would have made out pretty damn well with this.
Oh, yeah.
The performance on top of it is obviously going to boost that through the roof because of that. But either way, I think it was a great connection of obviously these teams, and they're very talented teams. You saw the star power on display on both sides tonight, obviously with all the home runs that were hit. And then, you get people that are just connected to it. Even if you're just a casual fan of baseball, you say, oh, they're playing in the middle of a cornfield. That's pretty cool.
Right.
I can relate to that.
Right. And again, man, it was just, I'm just super, super happy with everything. But to Trojan's point in the comment section, losing Tony and Rodon the day before coming off the Twin series, big show of resiliency by the Sox. Absolutely 100% right. 100% right. I wholeheartly agree with that. Getting into the game here, Jonnie, I know we're not breaking it down how we usually do, play by play, whatever. But 8 home runs tonight, 4 for the Yanks, 4 for the Sox. So back to your point, if it was a 5-3 game, you still think it would do good. But this was an absolute show of power from both teams, and just absolute. Like I said in the beginning of the show, there's drama everywhere.
Yeah,
absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, it was, a back and forth affair because, the White Sox surge out early. Let's talk about these home runs because Abreu started the party. Hey, no better guy to start this thing. I know a lot of people, when I was texting with you earlier, I think Eloy had the best odds to hit the first home run.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it was Abreu. Sorry if that ruined your bet, but I think just fitting for this guy sticking through.
I forgot to do it. Actually.
Everything with this White Sox team, and doing it in the first innings. You got it. You set the tone for the game there. Even though before that, whatever, Lance Lynn let up a single in the first, and then was able to work around that, no problem. A couple strikeouts, and then White Sox first 2 get out, and Timmy and Cesar. And then, feel like you're going to go and maybe a quiet, come in like a lamb first inning. Pito provides the fireworks on an absolute missile. Buzz, let's talk about this. When it was hit there, I thought it was going to hit just directly off the wall. And I would have been cool with the double there, but it got over and hit the first stalk of corn in that and then slid down that friggin' row.
Yeah, I couldn't. The MLB sent someone in there in a fucking scuba suit to find that ball, right? I think they had to go find that ball. That's going to the Hall of Fame. That's going to be enshrined forever, for long after we are gone. But yeah, Pito hitting that bomb in the first was absolutely amazing. To Lynn, him starting off the game, he let up that single. His pitch count went up there. He had over 20 pitches in the first inning. Jonnie having a little bit of control issues, but also home plate ump blanking on his name right now because alcohol. But I mean, he was not. And you know what? There's actually a tweet that Alex Root, I don't know if he's still in here. He put it in our little group chat that we have on Twitter. But this guy has been lights out umping all year, and everybody was complaining about him tonight that he wasn't setting a consistent strike zone. But again, Lance Lynn didn't have the best A stuff, but he had enough to win this game. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, with Lance, I feel like he's always kind of grinding out there, Buzz, and that's why I don't. Outside of the home opener, we haven't really seen him go too much into the latter innings into 7th, 8th, and 9th here because he's working these pitch counts up. Sometimes he gets squeezed, so you see a product of that. But then there's other times where he admits it himself in postgame where I just didn't have the command and this and that, and then I have to pitch around to work out of it. But luckily, for the most part, obviously he's been able to work out of that given where his ERA is for total on the year. So maybe not the A stuff for Lance Lynn tonight, but hey, I'm glad we talk about this. Let's play into this theme here, Buzz. This is a movie, such a movie. Title of this episode, and I wrote about it preceding this game, leading up to it, about why Lance Lynn was, it was meant to be for him starting this game. Midwestern kid playing for Midwest teams, growing up all his life, finally signs with one where it feels like home, with the south side of Chicago. Obviously, growing up in Indianapolis feels like home, about closest to there geographically. Maybe outside St. Louis there, but I like the storylines that come along with it, and he did enough. And it just goes to show you, even when Lance Lynn's not at the top of his game, he's still giving you a damn chance to win it.
Oh, 100%. 100%. And that's what he did. I mean, like I said, it wasn't the best stuff. It was the best performance we've seen from Lance Lynn, but hey, he still had the fire. He still had the passion. He went out there and he did what he had to do. Third inning, Jonnie, is when Judge hit a fucking bomb, and he had 2 of them tonight. That would score LeMahieu and Gardner. That was in the top of the 3rd.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was just talking about that real quick. It's funny how, we talk about Steve Stone predicting things. Hey, I'll get, we'll like him or hate him. Joe Buck is pretty good at it too. I'll give him some props because he had said, oh, that thing comes out a little bit over the plate. And sure, it might be a little bit more of an observational thing based on Judge's hitting and where Lance is, placing these balls at. But man, next pitch was a ball outside, I think. And then he came back over the middle of the plate. And that's the one that Judge slapped out to right field. And he's like, yeah, it would go into the corn. And guess what? It did 2 pitches later. So, we talk about coming into this one, I wanted to say we had the loaded lineup. This is one that nobody's complaining about. The only thing that you would want is Yaz in here, but obviously he is still on the shelf right now, rehabbing down in Birmingham. Yeah. But yeah, we'll get to Sebi in a minute here, but you got to remember the Yankees have firepower on their side too. Sure, they haven't put it all together and they may have their issues about being a right-handed heavy team, but they tried to address that by bringing in guys, Gallo and Rizzo. But those big right-handed guys, let's not forget, they can still freaking mash all of them. Judge, we saw. Stanton, we saw later in this game, and Judge again. And then Luke Voigt, he didn't hit one out tonight, but that guy can hit home runs too. So they're still a talented bunch. So I can't say I didn't expect them to stay quiet all night.
That 3-4-5 is fucking deadly. I mean, let's be honest about it. That 3-4-5 for them is Judge, Stanton, and then, Judge, Gallo, then Stanton. That's a deadly 3-4-5. Thank God Gallo is struggling.
Yeah.
I think it's because the Yankees made him shave his beard, and he's not very confident right now. Because I mean, come on, Jonnie, you have your beard going, I have my beard going. That's what brings my confidence. If I didn't have this, I think I'd look like Franklin the Turtle.
Boss, I trimmed down my beard this morning, and for at least about 30 minutes after, I was regretting it, and I was like, oh wait, no, I just cleaned it up. But you lose the confidence. You do. Right, a little bit of it goes away with you because we're all about fear the beard here, Buzz.
When I shaved mine off, remember that a year ago?
Oh yeah, I didn't even recognize you when you came. Seriously, I legitimately did not recognize you when you came on the show the next time.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna play Frogger on 80. I was just like, this is it. I don't want to. I want nothing to do with anything anymore. I'll see y'all later. Goodbye. But I mean, maybe that's why Gallo is struggling. But no, that 3-4-5 over there is deadly, dude. And I'm glad we navigated the waters there because that was a lineup that I was a little bit scared of. And Heaney, who started for them tonight, Andrew Heaney, who started for them, he had some pretty good shit with the Angels. He had a lot of injury problems, Jonnie. I think that's what kind of derailed him over time. But he's a very good left-handed pitcher. He was I had him on my fantasy team 2 years in a row back in 18, 19. He's striking bitches out left and right when he was healthy. Very, very deep, good pitcher.
And I don't think it was there complete 100% of the time, but when the slider was on, you saw him be effective with it.
Oh yeah,
it was when he missed or missed with fastballs. A little bit out over the plate. That's when the White Sox were able to touch him up a little bit more. But when the slider was, kind of burying, looking like a strike at first, and then cutting into a right-hander's feet or away from a lefty, that's kind of where he would make his bread and butter. But obviously wasn't there all tonight, and I'm glad the White Sox were able to take advantage of it.
Oh, absolutely. So we'll get into the only run, and we touched on this before the show started. The only run that was scored tonight, not home run, not coming from a home run. And this was a Tim Anderson double that scored Adam Engel from first base. That's amazing. And Engel did leave the game.
Yeah.
Groin issue later. Did it look to you like he was hampered when he was?
I thought it was the same. When he was coming around second, I think he took that turn really hard. And when he came down, it looked like with the way the camera was showing him rounding the base there and coming towards third and around home, it looked like one of his spikes was cut off higher than the other ones. One of them was higher, one was lower, and he was back and forth a little bit. Obviously I think it was right groin tightness is what he would eventually exit the game with, but it wouldn't be right after this though. He did come around, score. Play wasn't contested, but yes, like you mentioned, only run scored this game that did not come via the home run. Timmy, just to start a fun shit for him tonight, man.
Oh, absolutely. After Abreu walks, I believe he walked. Then we had a man on first and second in Abreu and Anderson. Eloy comes up, crushes one. He got close a couple times tonight too. I thought he was gonna have a multi-homer game. Not gonna go every time the bat came off the ball in the air. I'm like, holy shit, that's gone. He hit one to deep center.
Yeah,
Good
good play by Gardner on that one.
But. Yeah, he hit one to right that got caught as well, but this one also went to right, and this one was not caught. It went over the fence. Sox take a 5-3 lead over the Yanks. I mean, Eloy has just been on a tear since he's been back.
Yeah, I mean, Buzz, it was almost another multi-home run game here. Right. Just ridiculous. It looks like, it didn't take long for him to find his swing. Sure, he had the one home run in KC to kind of introduce himself in his second game back. And then he had the little bit of a groin issue of his own that held him out of that weekend series against Cleveland at home. But then as soon as he came back after that, it has been firing on all cylinders. And you saw some monster bombs up in Minnesota, and then obviously at Wrigley, and now here at the Field of Dreams, and these obviously being the most picturesque.
Oh, absolutely. Next scoring play is Luis Robert. He hits a double. I thought that was gone. I really did. I thought that was gone. It was just short, Johnny. Damn it. And I picked him for my pick to click.
Yes, you did.
I was really hoping that was his first one back. It didn't happen that way. But after that, you get a Sebi Zavala home run. And obviously we've talked about Sebi on the show before. We both think that he will be taking Collins' place when the Yaz man eventually returns, which should probably be in a week or two. That will probably get Yasmani Grandal back here on the south side. But he comes up and he smacks a 2-run home run, and that'll put the Sox up, Johnny. That'll put them up. What would be? It was 7. That'd be 7-3 at that point. So then after that, it was all Yankees until the bottom of the 9th. And that was absolutely fucking terrifying.
Yeah, you get Brett Gardner with the home run off of Lance Lynn, just a line shot out into right field. Wasn't there, didn't really see, and they didn't really talk too much about the win, but I'd imagine at least there's an alley there and maybe push it through a little bit because everything seemed to be going out to right there. But yeah, Gardner gets that, and that's the start of Lance Lynn getting chased from this game. But then we didn't talk about Michael Kopeck because before the meltdown came later in this game from Liam Hendricks, Michael Kopeck and Aaron Bummer did excellent jobs, and yes. Craig Kimbrell too. We can't leave him out of that either. These guys did excellent jobs bridging the gap to what we, talk about, having one of the most lethal bullpens. This was bullpen A squad, like we like to say. And Kopeck kicked it off with some fire, Buzz. I love how passionate he got. Obviously, in the inning that he came out, it was at the 7th. He was heated about a strike call that should have been a strike that he didn't get. But before that, the 6th inning was excellent for him because you saw, I don't think we've ever seen that level of emotion out of him so far.
No, and I tweeted that. He was hyped. And I've never seen Kopeck, he's always got that kind of like that 1,000-mile stare if something doesn't go his way, just kind of like, I don't know, I can't even say the word, cerebral is what it kind of reminds me of. And then tonight, he kind of had that, I don't know, that White Sox pitching swag, Johnny. I mean, we've seen Rodon do it. We've seen Lynn do it. We've seen Hendricks do it. I mean, he just kind of had that swag on him. And that 6 was absolutely perfect. When he came back and he struck out the last batter to get out of that inning, he was fucking hyped, and I loved every second of it. Kopeck's going to be the man. Oh, dude.
And you could tell he was amped up. He was gassing it up, man. Everything was up in the 98 to 100 range on the fastball, and then those sliders were just falling off the table. Guys had no chance if they were looking above that. So just great work by Kopeck there. So as we move on though in the 9th, that's where so Bummer, good on him too. He did a good job coming in.
Got out of a big one.
Yes, he got out of a big spot there when he came in with 2 runners on there. So good to see him. And then Craig Kimbrell, he let one guy on, but no damage at all. Didn't really come close to. I think it was a pass ball that let a guy, or wild pitch that let a guy to second there. But he's able to get out of that. Tim Anderson with the force out at second base to end the 8th inning. But then in the top of the 9th, man, this is where shit goes awry. Liam Hendricks in, all hyped up, and Aaron Judge with Tyler Wade on hits a home run out to right, and this is no doubter.
When it happened, I was like, okay, this is, they're still down by a run. I'm not going to freak out about this. This is fine. Hendricks cleared the bases there. It's fine. He's going to get through it, reset, breathe. Gallo comes up after, obviously. When Gallo comes up, Gallo draws the walk. That's when I knew we were in fucking trouble. And I really did. I knew we were in trouble because it didn't look like Liam had his shit. He was hanging it. He was out of control. He was out of control. Then he comes to Stanton. That was the first pitch he threw to Stanton too. Was just hanging over the fucking plate, wasn't it? He threw one pitch to Stanton, and it was fucking smacked into left field. I mean, that dude.
Yep.
Unbelievable home run. Like, that was obviously the walk-off, which we'll get to in a couple minutes, was sexy, but Stanton's might have been the sexiest of the night. That thing was crushed. That dude's got power, man.
Yeah, so we're feeling down about ourselves at this point, going in to the bottom of the ninth, down 8-7, and then as we go into the bottom of the ninth inning here, Buzz, man. Like I said, we're getting to the end of the movie, the big thriller type of ending here that you can only write. You can only write a script, but it came true in real life in front of our eyes tonight. So
I'd like to fire the writer that put Danny Mendick in.
Yeah, so Mendick grounds out for the first out. I think after only seeing one strike there. But Sebi Zavala, and I think we need to give a hat tip here to Sports Gym Doc here. Let me bring up his comment. He says, I can't watch the entire stream, but please make note of Sebi Zavala's at bat, down 0-2 and draws a walk. Okay, so huge. Yes, absolutely huge on Sebi Zavala. He's having his hitting deficiencies overall when you're just looking at a slash line, we're looking at weighted runs created, plus all that stuff. But we have seen in spurts, in times where he can get the job done. Obviously, there is a lot of just kind of regular ground outs, or maybe we've been chit him at a certain time in a spot in the game. But at this juncture, yes, absolutely huge by Sebi, being patient and realizing what Zach Britton, basically he's not Aroldis Chapman out there, so you can work him a little bit more. It's not you have not as intimidating of a presence on the mound as their typical closer is, because Chapman's on the IL right now, sidelined. So yes, huge credit to Sebi here, because this thing doesn't happen without him, and that brings Tim Anderson up to the plate. Buzz, tell us how the movie ended.
Well, the movie ended in the best way it could have possibly ended. Tim Anderson headhunting, first pitch, swing off the end of the bat, sails into right field for a White Sox home run to win the game 9-8. Walk-off home run in Iowa,
into the cornfield
on the national stage. On a national stage. Absolutely electric. Absolutely electric. Tim Anderson, in more ways than one tonight, showed why he is so respected, coveted, loved by White Sox fans everywhere. And Frank Thomas said it a couple times today too, which is beautiful that he's on this, because he's always with the Sox during their season. He works with Fox, but he does the NBC stuff too. And he always says about how Tim Anderson is a superstar. He doesn't say he's a good player. He says he's a superstar. The stage was set, Johnny. Tim Anderson delivered. Big spot, big moment. Hey, walk-off home run, saved Liam Hendricks.
I just want to say that Tony had been, our guy Tony, was at the game tonight, so I'm glad that he got to see that in person. I'm sure he loved every second of it, was soaking all of it up. But on the show, multiple times, when he'd been doing picks to click at the end of a show, and he'd say, I want to see that fire, I want to see him piss Tony La Russa off, he would say, and that'd be about, bat flipping and having the attitude, doing, walking the walk to back up the talk that we've, have heard from Tim Anderson at various junctures. Well, what bigger spot than do it than tonight? And he absolutely came through in the clutch. You could tell when I looked at him on deck. They showed a back shot as Sebi Zavala was finishing up his at bat, and Timmy just looked calm, cool, collected, dialed in, just not really taking massive hacks in the on deck circle. Kind of kicked his spikes with the bat a little bit, and then did a little follow through with it, get his shoulder right. And what the best thing about this is Tim Anderson going opposite way, and he is at his best when he does that, Buzz, when he's shooting that ball the opposite way, because a lot of the times it can end up in a double into the gap. It can end up, if he doesn't hit it as hard, it can end up as a single that falls in front of the right fielder there. And then other times when he has enough power, we know he's a strong enough guy to be able to get it out. And obviously, ball was flying out to right field tonight. He's very aware of that. He's a very, savvy ball player. Takes advantage of it, like you said, headhunting first pitch, owning the at-bat, not waiting for it to come to him, owning the situation, owning the at-bat, and giving White Sox fans a thrill of a lifetime.
Oh, no, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, this game is going to be talked about forever, Johnny. It's solidified. It's the first time the MLB's ever done something like this. It was solidified. Tim Anderson's name is the one who's going to be talked about as hitting the walk-off home run and getting the White Sox a victory. It's absolutely massive. And, man, I'll tell you what, dude, it's just – Johnny, we broke down the game. We talked about the walk-off, our feelings on it and everything. I just got to say, man, while we're sitting here bullshitting, taking sips of our beer, this might be, Johnny, like a top 3 favorite baseball game that I've ever watched in my life.
Oh, I would put it up there just with the theatrics of it. Obviously, the setting, the whole build up to it. Because I will say, a lot of people like to rag on MLB and Manfred a lot, and there's been a lot of justified grievances towards both of those things. Not marketing guys like Mike Trout and whatever. But for this, I think they did a fair job. Maybe it was just us because we were a team. Our favorite team was involved in it, so we saw more of it, especially from the White Sox side of things on their social media and whatnot, all the hype building up to it. But I think, in my opinion, they did a pretty damn good job marketing this thing overall, and the product on the field did not disappoint. And it's a big win for baseball, and I would agree. For the excitement of the game itself, I would definitely put it up there in probably a top 3. I was at the drop third strike game, so I think being there in person
I was actually there too.
So that might be there for me too. But I would have to go on a list there. And obviously the 05 World Series always will hold a place in the heart, even though the game, it wasn't as, it was more of a grinded out style there, a grinder ball game. The White Sox won the World Series in 05. But yeah, from terms of pure excitement, absolutely top 3, no doubt.
Yeah, I just, like I said, dude, I mean, we said it in the beginning of the episode, grand slam for the MLB and what they put on the field. Picking the teams that they picked to partake in this event was absolutely a fucking home run in itself, pun intended. And I mean, it's just everything. I got Fox on right now, and they're just showing the highlight of Tim running again. And when Tim hit that home run and he knew it was gone and he goes like this, it's over. That was the Tim Anderson I've been begging to see for a while, because he don't do that shit a lot. I don't feel like he talks that shit a lot. And when he did it tonight, just on that stage and how it all went down, like the confidence came out of him.
He picks his spots, and it's got to be a I walk the walk so I can talk the talk thing. I think that's where he's at now at this point in his career. Yep. And obviously, I think we'd been kind of maybe he'd been solid overall. You look at the average, 300 for rolling in tonight, not bad at all. And he's had some timely hits and whatnot. But with the intensity, excitement, situational parts in this game, it's been a while. We remember back in I know we pimped that one off Brad Keller, and that was in the early innings of a regular season game. But you remember the walk off in 2019 against Detroit, that crazy game there, kind of not on the same level of this one, because that was just a regular season game in end of April or early May for that Tigers one in 2019. But there was a walk-off situation. He pimped that one, walk the walk, so he talked the talk afterward, and you saw it here, and I think he played up to it perfectly with his celebration and the way the team celebrated around him too.
No, absolutely. Our guy Jordan Miller just put in the chat as well that Tim Anderson's cleats are heading to Cooperstown. So that's pretty fucking awesome. There's actually pictures here on if you follow Marley Rivera ESPN, you see the picture of him handing his cleats off. Absolutely amazing, huge moment for Tim Anderson and the Chicago White Sox, man. Johnny, I'm just super happy about how that went down. Of course, I clenched up a little bit there in the 8th and the 9th.
Yeah.
I was still a little scared. But hey, a victory came. We're going to be talking about this forever, for the rest of our lives.
The good guys won tonight, but it's just like they should in a movie.
Well, if that was how they should in the movie for sure. But if you're there and you ask Steve, the bad guy won. The bad guys won for life. But yeah, man. So do you have anything else on this one?
Oh man, dude,
I feel like we go all night, really.
Yeah, we really could. Incredible atmosphere. But I just want to let listeners know, thanks to everyone that's dropping comments in here, leaving reactions and sharing this thing on social media. We always appreciate it. I love to hear your comments, and glad we got a bunch of these up here on the screen here tonight. But our guys, like we'd mentioned earlier in the show, Tony and Steve were able to attend this game. So that, first of all, I can't wait to hear their accounts from it. Service is pretty bad there. Tony had let me know earlier in the game. So not a whole lot of communication going on during it. So we really haven't gotten their raw reaction. But I think their plan was to, when they get back to their hotel, I think they're staying about an hour away from Dyersville. When they get back, I think they were planning on doing a show as well. So stay tuned for that. We'll upload both of these as podcasts as well. We'll separate them by titles. But this one, first one here, Field of Dreams postgame. Such a movie. It was a movie, Buzz. I kind of want to leave some for those guys to be able to talk about.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why we're going to ride off into the sunset for sure, but we will, I cannot wait to get up in the morning and listen to that because, I'm going to listen to that tomorrow on my way to work is their raw reaction and how they feel, after an hour drive back to their hotel to just digest, what they just witnessed. And I'm super excited for that. But so they could talk all about that and don't have to worry about doing the house cleaning stuff. We will do that for them. Sox are off tomorrow, Johnny. They'll play again Saturday, and they will play at 6:10, and they'll be playing at the rate. That'll be Dylan Cease, and I got TBD here. Who do you got?
Jameson Taillon.
Oh, it's Taillon? Okay.
That's from MLB.com, so that's just
shit.
sourcing on that.
Well, I'll do Dylan Cease's first, then I'll get Jameson Taillon. So 9-6 for Cease with a 3.99 ERA, 119 2/3 innings pitched there, 103 hits let up, 159 strikeouts, 49 walks, 13 long balls let up. For Dylan Cease, Jameson Taillon, 7-4, 3.82 ERA, 113 innings pitched, 102 hits he's let up. He struck out 112, walked 34, and let up 17 long balls. So that is the pitching matchup for Saturday. Johnny, Dylan Cease looked pretty decent lately. I like what he's doing. He's got the control. I'm confident right now. I'm on cloud nine right now. Get these guys a day rest. Let them get back into Chicago and get back at it.
So, first of all, I can't wait to see the reception the team gets back here. I love Alex Rude coming in here. He says, sold out crowd for Saturday. Love to see that. So excellent to see. They'll get a warm welcome. I can't wait to see the reception that they get. I'm sure it will be louder than games past, even though, everyone's been excited all year. But, man, this adds just another layer to it, another chapter to the story, if you will. But other than that, on this matchup, Buzz, it's hammer time. Let's boogie on Saturday night. Let's go. I love me some Dylan Cease. Drop the hammer, baby. Let's go. This guy is great at striking out hitters, and I love that, Buzz. Nothing better than missing bats, because obviously we see when it hits the bat, it can go out of the yard, and that can lead to runs to the other team. So keep that to a minimum, and the more you strike them out, the less they have a chance to hit it. I love that. I'm expecting more strikeouts from Dylan Cease, getting up near that double digit. I know it's tough against the Yankees lineup that can and will hit the ball, but like you'd said, I think Dylan Cease is overall trending in the right direction. You're seeing him mature before his eyes. Let's remember, this is Dylan Cease's first full season in the major leagues here, just given the COVID season and the only back half of the 2019 season. So Dylan Cease still growing into himself, but signs are there that he is going to be at some point down the road, most likely atop the rotation arm. Another big stage Saturday night. Hey, I know it's not the same as the Field of Dreams game, but still a big series. The Yankees, they'll be clawing and scratching. They're fighting tooth and nail for a playoff spot, Buzz. Let's go and shut that shit down and show them what if they do squeak in, what they have to look forward to in October.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Pick the click. I got to take TA, man. I got to take TA. I'm taking him Saturday. I'm riding that hot hand, Johnny. I have to.
Yeah, you have to. It's tough. I think I am going to go with one Mr. Luis Robert.
Nice.
In his return to the guaranteed rate field, for the first time since May, when he went down with an injury. I think he will get a warm welcome back as well. If I'm in attendance, I think I may bust out the South Side black jersey. I know they have been wearing the South Side, City Connects on Friday night home games. I know those are cursed. A lot of people have that, but we have not seen La Pantera in that getup that best fits his nickname. I would love to see that if they wore those on Saturday.
Oh, 100%. 100%, man. Well, let's get that Sox dub. You got anything else left before we ride out?
Man, Buzz, I'm just so happy to be a White Sox fan. It is a great night. It is a great night for the White Sox. It's a great night for the city of Chicago. It's a great night for baseball in general. I'm sure Yankees fans are very pissed. I would be irate if we were on the other end of this, but hey, we were the home team, baby. Went down to the wire, and we were able to finish it in cinematic fashion.
Absolutely. Everybody be sure you're going to ontapsportsnet.com for all your Chicago sports literature and podcasting needs. Following us on Twitter at SoxOnTap, at OnTapSportsNet. Following Johnny at Nani Johnny, and me at Buzz on Tap. Anywhere you can listen to podcasts, listen to us, 5-star rating and review, because that's cool and tough. You need awesome White Sox gear, go check out Grandstand. Follow them on socials at Grandstand Sox, or go to grandstandsox.com for whatever you need, or if you're by the ballpark, just stop by the store. We'll be back Saturday, a variation of us after postgame. But tonight, you're going to get a little bit of a bonus because Tony and Steve will be going live once they get back to their hotel to talk about what it was like in person at the game. So, Johnny, if you're going Saturday, I'm going with you. I don't care what you say. I'm just kidding. But we'll be back later tonight with Tony and Steve, and then we'll see you guys Saturday. White Sox forever.
White Sox forever.